You should tell us first beforehand.
Oh, there. It's live now. Don't mess up.
Wait, so like, it's live
No
right
N
now?
words.
It's live
No N
now.
words.
No more N words. And
No more.
No more,
You mean
dude.
no
I
more?
didn't. Oh shit. So,
Oh God, what are you
I
doing?
think was I supposed to tweet it out?
Hey,
This
make sure.
guy
Hey, make
panicked.
sure your whatever is turned off. It's
My
turned
what?
off, right?
What?
Twitch, your alerts.
Oh yeah. Damn, you gotta relearn all my mistakes and shit.
Yeah, we.
I don't know what I'm doing. It'll work.
But they're off though, right?
They should be.
I could.
This template is so old
Good
that I
morning.
think
Well,
they won't have any.
oh God, we're watching the video of Level Up Your Game Production.
Yeah. But look, it's ripped and
Yeah, but none of these guys are us.
not
That's
Mike. See,
That's not me.
it said not Mike.
When did it say not Mike? I didn't see
It
it.
was on the screen. You got to pay attention, dude.
What?
No, it's cut off for us. We couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome to not ATP Live. I'm Rip, and I'm joined by Ricksta. You guys know that guy. This guy above me, all the way from Japan, Eris, avoiding the puddle. Look at that wave. How you doing, chat room? Is that what you say? Yeah, something like that. There you go. All right, take it over,
Throw a
Eris.
couple of amigos in there.
Oh yeah, amigos, muchachos. How are you all
Low
doing?
tier.
Yeah.
Low tier intro. So you're not gonna host the show? I think you should just host it. Take it
All
away,
right.
Rip.
All right, fine. So, as you guys know,
First,
there was
ask
no.
us how we're doing it.
Oh
Ask us
yeah,
how we're
dude.
doing.
How are you guys doing, Ricky? Let's start with you. You've had a boring life.
What?
Oh, boring. Jeez.
This show sucks.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
enough
out
of
here.
Ricky. Rick or Eris. You've been in
Eris.
Japan. You've been in Japan.
Yeah,
You've been there for
Japan,
like
I've been-
2 weeks almost. I feel like.
It feels like I've been here for a month. I'm ready to come home. It hit me yesterday for sure. It hit me yesterday, but yeah, I'm having the time of my life over here.
You playing Tekken in the arcades, yeah?
Dude, I can't wait till this show's over so I could go to the arcade. I was just telling Rick stuff.
What? Oh, it's like the afternoon there right now, right?
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. on Friday. I'm in the future.
Damn.
That's sick.
We shouldn't talk about any of the Star Wars related stuff.
Yeah, keep
Don't
that
talk
off the air. Some people
Yeah,
haven't
off
seen it and they don't know that Luke Skywalker is the bad guy. So
What?
I don't
Are you
know.
serious?
I have no idea. I said that last time and everyone got mad. It might be true though.
Boo!
I don't know. I don't know. Well, so what do we want to start with today?
You can't even like pretend like you know, or like even act like anything is real or fake.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that was the mistake I made last time, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's wrong.
Where the hell is?
What? Are you okay
Fuck
there?
something up? I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Okay. So we haven't had a show in a little bit. What should we start
Mhm.
with? Should we start with Capcom or should we start with Namco?
I think we better
You-
start with
Yeah, we
with
know what-
Namco.
Namco.
I think we
Alright.
know what's up.
So Eris got flown
Yeah.
out to Japan. He got invited to commentate the King of Iron Fist Global Qualifier 2015, not the qualifier, the actual tournament 2015. And that tournament was awesome. They had Nii from Korea, Nobi from Japan, as well as all the other Japanese guys, and we had a couple American guys who got bodied. But
Man,
yeah,
but in their defense, those pools were fucked up. They were in
dude,
like
they were super effed up.
no, because you
Yeah.
got to think of that. Not only did what was it like? It was Nobi, Jimmy, but it was also Secret from Korea, and that guy was good too.
Mhm.
And then I don't remember Bloodhawk's pool because it doesn't matter because Bloodhawk wasn't gonna make it out regardless.
He had
but
Help Me and he had that other dude, right? Was that Secret?
no, he had Sho, the Japanese Elisa player.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah, so Bloodhawk, he probably had the hardest pool, right? Because that pool only had 3 people in it. I
No,
feel like the 3 people pools.
Jimmy's pool was way worse because
But
it had
there's-
no.
Yeah, Jimmy's pool was rough.
It had Nobi and Secret. That was the one that had Secret.
You know, the thing is, when they started doing like the rehearsals and shit for the tournament and they showed how the pools were gonna work, people were a little bit pissed. People were like, this is set up in a way where it's making it impossible for people from the same region to play each other. But that made it also not randomized at all. You know, it was like there were only specific possibilities that were available in the drafting process. So when I saw that, I was a little bit skeptical. But when the tournament started and the matches started and they ended up being like really, really good matches, really tight, close matches, I mean, nobody even gave a shit about the structure anymore. We just wanted to watch good matches, you know? So the tournament turned out like, it's the best part of the trip, and the trip's been amazing. So Yeah, it was sick. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't watch it, obviously. I don't know how it was for the stream, but I know that they got like 15K, 16K at some point concurrent viewers. So they were really happy about that. And it just seemed like overall, everyone was just ecstatic. I had never seen Harada smile like that. I didn't even know he had the muscles in his face to do that. And now, I mean, you should have seen his face. I should have taken a picture of him smiling. It was like he was a little schoolgirl. He was so happy about the way it went, the fact that the trailer was not leaked, and just in general, Japan won. You know, that's another thing that's huge for them because this was a really like ceremonial type of thing. Even afterwards, when the cameras were turned off, they had like a backstage like toast, and everyone was really like, it was just really like emotional almost. It was really like interesting. I mean, I don't know how they do it in Japan here, but it seemed like it was a Japanese style like ceremonial toast, and everyone was just ecstatic. It was really cool, really great experience for me.
Yeah, and as for the viewer experience at home, I watched pretty much all of it, and I think the craziest thing was that you guys kept on swapping matches during the pools. So it's
Hmm.
like, here's one round. Now we're gonna switch to this other machine and show you rounds 2 and 3, and maybe we'll come back for round 5 later. You know, it's like it was crazy, and like I felt like for you and Mark, man, it must have been like so hard to even commentate like that, because like you don't know like the flow of the match really. You know, you're just kind of like jumping in round by round.
Well, something that's really interesting about this event was, so normally Spooky streams, right? And Spooky obviously is extremely talented streamer, but he doesn't speak Japanese. But Farp, this time Farp Noodle or whatever his name is, he was the one that was streaming. So he speaks Japanese. So anytime there was an issue, like I would be like, is this 2 out of 3? He'd be like, 1 second. Is this 2 out of 3? Ching chong, ching chong. Yeah, it is. And then is this like, any question I had, FARP could get the answer for it immediately. So it really made it easy for us. We were like, who are these players? Boom, let me get the players up. So, and he had like a TriCaster or some shit going on with like, his screen had every match that was happening on
Whoa.
screen at the same time. So he was able to like, oh, let's go here, let's go there. And then he would ask us too, like, oh, this match is going on as well. And there was one point where Jimmy was playing against, was it Secret?
No, Nobi.
No, I don't know who he was playing against. Maybe I was Nobi, but the it didn't matter because of the way the brackets turned out. His match didn't matter, so we had the ability to say, okay, since this match doesn't matter, show us the other match. Boom, one button away,
Yeah.
he'd switch us to the other match. So as far as the smoothness of the stream, you can thank Farb for that. That guy is a legend, man. He was on point. So that was a big part of the watchability of the stream for sure.
No, because definitely, like I remember, I think you guys were doing you and Mark were doing commentary on one match, and all of a sudden, like you just said, yeah, let's switch to that one, and then boom, it was Jimmy and Nobi, and I remember like,
Yeah,
whoa, like so once I heard you say that, I was like, okay, so they actually he actually has power on the stream,
yeah.
like because I know for Master Cup, Spooky, he because. I don't think the whole speaking Japanese part doesn't help him there. It's just that he really had no control over anything. He was just kind of like a restreamer at the place. So it was like he had no control of what matches were being shown, and so that kind of became a little bit harder to grasp. But in this sense, it was okay because at least Farp had control of what was playing.
Yeah, it was definitely, that aspect of it was super smooth. I don't know, like, I mean, I didn't watch all of the previous ones from Japan, but when I did catch it, it was always very watchable, but it just felt like this time there was no hiccups. It was so smooth. There was that one point where we came back from a break and they had told me to wait in the back room. They were like, okay, we're taking a break. And they were like, wait in the back room, chill back there. And I was kicking it with that Kazumi cosplayer, and we were just sitting in the back eating lunch, right? And then I noticed it started. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not out there. Who the fuck's out there? So I looked out there and it was Michael Murray and Markman. I was thinking, okay, maybe that's what they wanted to do. But apparently they couldn't find me. I'm like, how the fuck can you not find me? I'm where you put me. You
Dude,
know? So
it was so funny because on the stream it was like Michael Murray's there. I think he was translating for something in between the break, and so when they started, he's like, I'm not really a commentator. That's what Eris is for. I'm gonna look around." And he's like, it's like, and then he started like yelling for Jackler. He's like, "Jackler, go look for Eris," basically. And then like they still couldn't find you for like 5 minutes after that, and then he just came back later like, "Oh, I was just right there. Whatever."
I was right behind him. I even like texted Mark because I didn't want to interrupt them if they were doing something special.
Mm.
But anyway, that was the only hiccup. But otherwise, I think it was just like it couldn't have gone better. It was so perfect. And the thing is, for me, like, so the day started and they were getting everyone together. And I was really excited because the day before we got to go to the Namco headquarters, and it is like the craziest building you guys have ever seen. It's a huge pyramid with like a waterfall on the inside. They didn't let me take any pictures on the inside, but it was crazy. It was like everything was decorated with like a Christmas theme and like a Namco theme. So there was like Pac-Mans and like Tekken characters and all kinds of shit everywhere. And when you go, and there was arcade machines everywhere too. I think they were on free play, but I was too scared to try any of them because there was a bunch of like Asian businessmen giving me dirty looks everywhere. But it was really cool. It was for me. It was especially cool because they really made me feel like I was a part of the crew. So I had like backstage passes, and I could get places where people couldn't get. And like there were hallways with like concept art for like Soul Calibur, and like
Whoa.
it was just a really really cool like inside look at how things go. And Markman told me this building was built like in the 90s or maybe the 80s, and it was originally the Panasonic headquarters. So it's like a fortress. It's the biggest shit ever, and it's really really a cool building. And in the building, they have this place which is where the tournament was held. It's called the Fun Theater. So that's where it's like this. You guys saw it. That's where the tournament was held. It's like this dope theater. It has like all the esports shit you could want, and the sound in there was super buff too. It was like a really like good quality experience for the people that watched.
It makes sense. If it was the Panasonic place before, it
Right.
makes
Makes
sense that they'd
sense.
have a
Yeah.
theater.
So did you get
Yeah.
to see anything like super top secret inside the Namco building? You don't have to tell us what it is, but did you get to see anything super top secret?
They didn't let me into the like Area 51 part of the, there's like, there's the regular scrub area, and then there's like, okay, this guy's part of the crew area, and then there's like the Area 51, you can't go there area. So I didn't get there, but I think like they have a lot of displays there, and they kind of have like it's like a museum. There's like lots of stuff to look at. So I don't think anything was too top secret. The coolest stuff was basically like the concept art and just seeing the inside of the Namco headquarters. But yeah, they didn't let me into like the development area or anything.
So you didn't get to see like Harada's desk?
No, I didn't sit at it and kick my feet
Yeah,
up.
dude.
That would have been sick. Kick my feet up on Harada's desk. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't get to see that stuff. But the Fun Theater, the first day we went in, we were able to just play and like quote unquote test out the sticks. And it was really like interesting. They did like a whole rehearsal of like how things were gonna go. And I mean just over, and then they had the Pride lady there, which was so
Oh my
shocking. And I
God.
didn't know that was the voice of Anna Williams. Did you guys know that?
I did not know.
I didn't know it. Man, she's way uglier than Anna Williams. That's crazy.
Someone said that, I forgot which one it is, but she either does the voices for the cutscenes but not the in-game, or she does the voice of the in-game but not the cutscenes, something like that.
Interesting. I don't ever recall her saying anything in any cutscenes.
I wouldn't know. I mean, it's probably during the scenario campaign or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Damn,
yeah, the theater was cool. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I wish I had freaking like cut out the clip of her saying "from Japan" to put it on the intro right now when you had you come up on screen. That would have been sick.
When I met her, so it was really busy. Like I was telling these guys beforehand, the way American tournaments are, it's like spooky and like maybe one tournament organizer and that's it. That's like the whole crew. This one was like there was like an army of Taiwanese people that were like just all around the place, really like working hard. Everyone was working hard. There was tons of people, dudes, chicks, cosplayers, coloring book weird magician guys. I mean, it was crazy. The amount of work that went into this event, it really showed that they were like it was a big deal for them, and it really was accentuated afterwards. Like you could see it in all their faces that we did it. It went off without any trouble, and Japan won, and they were really, really excited. And the trailer was cool and everything. So it was really nice to see all these people working so hard, and then they got what they wanted. It was like the payoff was there. The producer guy was like super happy because the guy, he's the skinny guy. He did commentary with Harada. That guy, he was like really stressed the whole time. And afterwards, it was just really nice to see him, happy. Everyone was just so happy, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare that a company gets to stream their own event in their own theater in their own building.
Yeah.
Like that's I mean, they basically kept the whole thing internal. It sounds like.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, when you hear that, it sounds bad, right? Like, usually when a company runs their own tournament, it ends up being shitty because they don't have experience running tournaments, or, they overlook something that's very simple that people like normally tournament organizers would do, but they just overlook something very minor. But in this case, I feel like it was really, really well done. And, that was part of what made it so awesome.
I mean, I think the only thing they overlooked was just like the tournament format in terms of like how many entrants and that kind of like how that played out.
Right.
But other than that, production wise, everything was great.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things that were questionable, like AK got an invite to the tournament, but JDCR didn't get an invite to the tournament. And like, I mean, there are details that like it's not a perfect score, but I think the parts that were good really outshined tenfold the parts that were bad. And I think beforehand, when you looked at the format and the layout of everything, I was concerned. I was concerned. And looking back at it, at how perfect it turned out, I mean, you couldn't ask for more. It was so sick. It was so sick.
Yeah, and I mean,
So,
for those of you guys who didn't watch the tournament, it came down to Nobi and Knee in the finals, and I don't think anybody expected Nobi to win it. Like,
right.
I mean, he won winners final. It looked like okay, he's got this, but then Knee he won losers final. Knee came back. I was like, all right, Knee's gonna come back now. You're gonna see his true Korean side, etc.
Yeah.
Nope.
The Dark Hato.
Yeah, dude. But dude, those running twos were freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Nobody's been doing that since Evo.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, dude.
he was
He's a
like
cheater,
so
man.
sharp.
That guy's a cheater. And it was really cool because in that matchup, Dragunov versus Devil Jin, I was saying it and it was obvious, like the down two was such a huge factor. So Knee wasn't able to keep him out with electrics. So he started you could see the evolution of the mind game in the match because he started to use down forward one way more. And then that's when Nobi switched things up and started to turtle more. And it was just really, really interesting. But even Harada told me he was so sure, everyone was so sure that Knee was going to reset the bracket. And if he did reset the bracket, I mean, the momentum would have probably carried him to the win. So it was sick. It was really sick that Nobi was able to, stop him. I mean, he's so good. Knee is a beast. And, also, speaking of Knee, everyone knows that he had access to the Tekken 7 cabinet, right? Mm-hmm. And it was kind of a thing where everyone was saying, oh, Knee gets to play the game all the time, right? But it turned out that I guess a couple weeks ago, he lost the ability to play on his cabinet, right?
Whoa.
So since his time in Japan, he literally spent morning to night practicing for the tournament. And he spent more time in the arcades than anybody else. So he meant business. He wanted that win. So it was really cool. I mean, like, of course, I think Nobi's, both players are amazing and both players deserve to win. But I just think because this one was in Japan and it was for the anniversary, it was just really nice to see that, Japan won it. And it was really cool.
Yeah, and of course, Nobi, he won Evo too, which had Saint and JDCR, and now, like, neither of those guys here, but Knee wasn't at Evo, and now Knee was here, so he's basically beat everybody. It's like he's the champ of Tekken 7. But
yeah,
then they showed the trailer, and Tekken 7 is like, it's history right now, man.
Right.
FR.
Almost, yeah.
Faded
it's
Retribution?
Funny. It's funny that it faded, I don't know what it's called. Fatal Retribution?
Faded. I think it's faded.
Yeah.
Final round.
Yeah.
FR. But the thing is, it's funny that you say that because to you it feels like Tekken 7 is ancient history, and now it's all about FR.
It's
right?
gone, dude.
But I couldn't disagree more, only because I'm currently in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I can't fucking wait to hang up on you clowns so I can run to the arcade and play a bunch of Tekken 7. And we'll get to that later. I want to talk about Tekken 7 in Japan a little bit later when we're done with talking about the tournament, but. Yeah, that's not the case for me. In fact, I think the trailer makes me even more excited to just play Tekken in general. But yeah, it was. We'll talk about the trailer. I think that's the hot topic, right?
Of course.
Akuma has been announced. For me, they told me they were saying, okay, we could tell you what is going to be announced like the day before, but I chose not to hear it. I didn't want to know. But they were saying like, dude, it's going to be sick. They were hyping it up, right? But then again, these guys hype up everything, right? Remember last time they hyped it up and it ended up being just the tournament announcement? So I was expecting to be let down, just like we have been so many times. All you Tekken fans know we've been let down. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait. And when they were showing the trailer and you heard Akuma's voice, I thought it was Jinpachi. So I was just like, boo. In my mind, I was like, damn it, Jinpachi, that's whack. And then that fool stood up and you could see his hair. And I was like, oh god. You could hear my voice in some of the videos. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't believe it. Akuma? I mean, it's the most like unheard of reveal, right? I mean, I didn't know what to say. You guys tell me what you thought. Tell me what you're on stream.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the chat. What was the vibe?
I mean, I don't even know about the chat because I was freaking out myself. So I was sitting there, and they showed the clip, and they showed like that shot of him from the back, overlooking the city, and I was like, damn, this guy's wearing like Mishima style clothes, but he's big. Like Jinpachi doesn't wear like the shirt thing like Heihachi, so I was like, I guess maybe it's a new Mishima. That's what I thought. I was like, maybe it's like Jinpachi's dad or some shit, And then like he came back to the door. And I was like, it could be Akuma, I guess. And then I was like, then I came back and I was like, and I saw his hair and I was like, oh shit, it's Akuma. And so yeah, that's when I lost my shit. But yeah,
Dude,
Ricky?
my emotions through that was like it was crazy. It was like a roller coaster because at first, so when they when Harada was showing the pictures, right, of like, oh, this person, no one knows who he is. I was thinking, okay, sick, so it's gonna be a new character, right? So I was kind of excited about that. Then they start showing it, and like, the silhouette in the doorway looks to me like Jinpachi. So I was like, dude, this is Jinpachi, huh? What a whack trailer, right? And I kept thinking that. But then like they kept going through it, and I'm like, there's no way this is Jinpachi. It's Jinpachi. I kept thinking that. It kept going up and down.
It's hard to not have a negative attitude, especially with recent history up until this point. But anyway, go ahead.
No, so like I didn't know until he turned and that eye shined a little bit. Then I was like, I literally said the same time Eric said it in the trailer. I was like, what the fuck?
Can't believe it, right?
I had no idea. Dude. And the funniest thing too was like, so there's Base Monster put up a video on YouTube that shows the stream chat reaction, and then so everyone's typing and whatever. Like some people are bullshitting, like, dude, it's Akuma, it's Akuma. It's like, but then it's like it is Akuma, and everyone's like, dude. Really? Wait, I was right? Like people were just shocked, and like that's like that trailer to me like was so sick. Not only just because of the Kuma thing, but then like because we've all been speculating about a new Tekken 7, but we didn't. It's all speculation. Then you finally see just the logo. To me, like when I saw that logo, I was like, finally, like
excited,
yeah, because now we got confirmation. There's a new Tekken that's gonna come out. New graphics, new everything. So everything about that game is like I'm super amped about. And unfortunately, we still don't have a release. But knowing how Namco does things with the arcades and stuff like that, I mean, I want to doubt that there'll be another location test. Maybe we'll have an appearance somewhere down the line at certain tournaments. So, I mean, I'm just excited for the future. I mean, right now, to me, it's like that trailer did a lot for me. Like, it made me like really just excited for Tekken again, and that's something I haven't had in a while.
I feel like historically, if you think about trailers, right, Capcom does a really good job. They reveal the character, they show like Dhalsim was sick, Zangief was sick, and just in general, when you reveal a trailer like that, there's a lot of factors. It's what you show, it's timing, it's the shock value, like people going, what the fuck? You want to make people go, what the fuck, right? If you factor all that in, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is the best reveal trailer I can remember for any game in a long time. This is the biggest surprise. This is the biggest, and it's not just Akuma. They also showed that they're going to have, and it's been confirmed by Harada, there's going to be brand new default costumes for every character, which is one of the biggest complaints that people had about Tekken 7. And my buddy Dan, Tidy Whitey, he was at my house and we were watching Tekken 7 and he was like, what the fuck? People still play Tekken 5? So obviously it's a problem. And this guy, don't forget, he's not just some random. He was a Tekken 4 champion. He made it to nationals for Tekken 4. And it's not like he's just a nobody like my grandma. He knows Tekken. So for someone who knows Tekken to not be able to really tell the difference between characters, that's a big problem. So it's really nice to see that Namco is taking everyone's complaints into consideration. And to me, having new default costumes for every character truly makes the game look like a sequel. Now, when you watch the game, it's going to be Tekken 7. And the game that we've been playing almost seems like just a work in progress, So I'm really happy that this is the direction they're going in. And, on the topic of, the future of Tekken, Harada said face to face, he said to me, I can't tell you what my plans are, but you will love what I have planned for Tekken 7 in 2016. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but I know he knows what I like. I mean, he knows what I like because I watched the Tekken movie. Remember that movie? You remember that
Blood
shit?
Vengeance.
Yeah, Tekken Blood Vengeance. I watched that shit, and after the movie, Harada came up to me and he was like, "How'd you like the movie?" And I was like, "Man, I like the game. I don't like the movie." And he punched me in the arm, right? So he knows exactly what I like and what I don't like. So when he said that to me, I have a feeling he was speaking in the context of competitive gameplay, like that aspect from that context. So I'm excited about what he has in store for next year.
That's really interesting. Just the fact that he told you next year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he said 2016 we have big plans. So,
Hmm.
I mean, obviously they have big plans. Lord Akuma.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about that. Okay, so Lord Akuma. I know that there are two sides to the coin. There are the normal people who really care about the health and the future of Tekken, who really appreciate how hype it is that they're bringing Akuma. And then there are the fucking scenario campaign nerds that are butthurt that Akuma is integrated into the history and story of Tekken. Like they're saying, purists. So, what are your thoughts on those? That stance on it. What do you think, Ricky?
Screw those guys. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
right.
Because here's the thing: like, if you're a scenario campaign story mode nerd, you're gonna buy Tekken 7 because you're a scenario campaign story mode nerd. Who cares if
Bingo.
Akuma's in there or not, right? Like, Akuma's gonna be in there. If Akuma's presence is gonna force you to not buy the game, then you suck. That's it. I mean, I
Suck.
can't even think about it. Like, there's no way for me to like even rationalize like, oh yeah, just because that guy's in the game, I don't want to buy it. Like, that's just, to me, that is like, you probably need some help. That's all I can think.
I mean, the thing is though that like that there are a lot of Tekken fans who are strictly Tekken. Like they refuse to play any other
Yeah.
fighting game. And so for them, I could totally see how like Akuma being in the lore, like for them, it's like Vomit City. But at the same time, I'm like, I think it's really cool. Like I think him being part of the lore, like even though yeah, like it seems like maybe Namco is saying. I mean, I think the part people are really bothered by is like the first trailers we saw for Tekken 7 were like, you know, the end of the Mishima saga. Like Heihachi and Kazuya have to be killed. None of us Tekken guys can do it. Bring on that Street Fighter guy. I think that's the problem that a lot of people have with it. That they feel like Namco had to bring in a Street Fighter character as a threat to kill the Tekken characters because none of the Tekken characters could do it or something.
Well,
Well, oh, go ahead, Ricky.
no, I was gonna say, then it's like real life then, because Akuma and Street Fighter have been killing Tekken for years. I mean, shit, it's a non-fiction story apparently.
Damn. Based on a true story?
Yeah.
Street Fighter kills Tekken? That's crazy. I never thought of it like that. Street Fighter kills Tekken. Well, you have to look at it from a realistic perspective. We all know that Tekken has been on serious life support. Everyone knows that. So I think, from my perspective, they didn't have that many options left, right? And I think of all the things they could have shown, right? Of all the possibilities, and there are a million, right? This is one of the things where I can't see anything being more hype than this, right? It's going to bring in so many new players, at least just in terms of interest, right? If they had shown any other character, whatever it is, if they showed
Snoop Dogg.
Wang or Jinpachi
Snoop
or
Dogg.
Snoop Dogg or anything, it would have been like, whatever, turn that shit off and flush it down the toilet. But the fact that it's brought so much life, it's filled the sails of the Tekken Santa Maria with wind. I mean, it's like really like a big deal. And that's what the goal is. So even if you are one of those Tekken purists that really like loves Tekken and hates Street Fighter, if you truly are a Tekken purist, you should want the game to prosper. And I think this is one of the only and best ways to do it. So I couldn't be happier about it myself.
Yeah, one other thing to say, like, for those guys who are really butthurt about Tekken's lore being screwed up, like, were you seriously into Tekken's lore? Like, I feel like that shit has been effed up since, like, Tekken 4. Like, it's been a steady downhill, like, nonstop, right? I mean, how could you still seriously want that to be the way it was going, I guess, And for me, I think this is the best way out.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like honestly, I see it as a situation where Tekken was cornered. You're cornered. You're in a situation where you're getting fucked up by every other fighting game out there. And it's like they needed to do something, and I can't think of a better thing to do. It's just a perfect idea, and the fact that it was kept secret for so long. The fact that they showed so much gameplay,
Hmm.
that's really another thing. Imagine if they announced Akuma, he stood up, you saw his back, and that's it. Fatal Retribution. That
Right.
would have been whack, right? They showed
Hmm.
so much. They showed the demon. They showed, air fireballs. They showed a fireball being sidestepped. They showed EX Dragon Punch and all kinds of shit. So, I mean, what else could you ask for? I think it was very, very well done.
You
What do
know,
you?
one thing I thought about too, though, just randomly while I was watching that trailer, was that you're gonna see Akuma do these moves like on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, because in the 2D game,
Mm.
he's always either showing his front, no matter which side he's on. But
Yeah.
like in this game, you're gonna see his back a lot of the times
Yeah.
on one or two P side. And I think like just the imagining like that character being in this game is it's crazy and it's sick too. Like I don't know, like everything about it is just like it's gonna be brand new. It's gonna be hard for us to comprehend when we first
Yeah.
play it. But then, once we'll get used to it, and then he'll just be another character in Tekken. That's how we're gonna see it. But right now, it's like it's just so sick. It's like I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things. Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
Riz.
I was saying just going back to like you said, like what trailer was as hype as this? I think the only one I can think of was Street Fighter Cross Tekken's like initial reveal at Comic Con that one year.
Right?
Like I feel like the whole
Yeah.
room exploded and you saw someone's face get stepped on and shit. You're like, oh my god, And so I think this is like the closest it's been. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick.
I think the thing is they showed so much stuff like the EX Tatsu and all this stuff there, and it's like if you look at it from the perspective of gameplay, you think like my imagination goes all over the place. Like the jump in that he has, and then I saw a video you put up on YouTube, Rip, about how like low forward 2-in-1 into a fireball that doesn't exist in Tekken. So is that going to be a part of a string? What is that?
Hmm.
Or
Mhm.
jump ins? What is that?
Hmm.
Is it a demon flip? Who knows? There's so much like up in the air, and that's a good thing. When
Hmm.
you watch a trailer, you don't want all the answers. You want questions too. So I love the way they did it. The EXDP, is that going to be a power crush move? Is he going to have meter? Is the demon going to be his rage art? How are rage arts going to work in FR? We don't even know anything. Like in the trailer, they show a couple of clips of Dragonoff doing a brand new rage art, right? So that suggests that at least some characters are going to get new supers. So what does that mean? How are they going to function? I mean, it's just like there's so much up in the air that I think makes people very excited for the future. I mean, it's all good news. It's all great news. They also show a new stage, right? Is it only one new
It
stage
looks
that they
like
show?
it looks like it's only one. They had the Hanmaru stage, but it looks like it's
Mm-hmm.
broken apart now. So we assume that's the same stage but transitioned. Like how the volcano
Mm-hmm.
stage transitions.
Yeah,
But then the new stage, it looks like it's Akuma stage. It's got the
yeah,
that sun in the background or the moon, whatever it is, and it's got those
yeah,
statues from that Street Fighter 4 stage back there as well. So it looks like maybe Goken's dojo or something. I don't even know what it is, but I assume it's something along
yeah.
those lines.
It looks good. It
Hmm.
looks really good to me. I mean, just in general, they said also the graphics are enhanced, and like the visuals are going to be more appealing. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, I didn't want to ask too much about details because then it gets to the point where what am I allowed to say? What am I not allowed to say? I don't want any fucking trouble, So I don't need the
Hmm.
Nam cops after me. So I mean, I didn't ask too much about details. I'm gonna be a fan. I'm gonna let it come to me the same way it comes to you guys. But it was just overall, I can't tell you about how great it was in general. Everyone was super happy as far as fans and as far as the dev team and all the people on the staff and shit. It was just really nice. It's not often that you see just nothing but smiles and happiness when Tekken's involved. It's very rare. Everyone's pissed about something. Either fans are pissed or devs are pissed or someone's pissed. So it was just so rare and refreshing to see everyone excited about Tekken, and it's just a great idea. I mean, it's like brilliant, perfect execution.
Yeah, I mean the one thing that it like the definitely the biggest thing about it is that it touched bases with so many people outside of Tekken. You know,
Yeah.
and just because of that, like that's good enough. You know, that trailer's on World Star Hip Hop. What is it doing there? Who the hell
What?
knows? It's on there though. You know, that's like
No way.
it's on there, and the comments are like, dude, Akuma's my shit. I'm gonna play this game, and you know, it's a bunch of random.
Kazuya's gonna pull off Akuma's weave and shit.
Dude, it's like that's just how I mean that trailer did enough to like you know it was good enough
State
to
waves. For
yeah
sure.
it's huge waves. So I mean that's a great thing for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you guys think
So,
about the gameplay? About from what we've seen in the FR trailer? I mean, like I noticed that they didn't show a Power Crush move like in all the clips, and so I was wondering like whether Akuma had meat or not, and they didn't show any Power Crush. So like, do you guys think Power Crush is sticking around?
I don't know, but I can tell you that I like it. I mean, I think Power Crush is a cool idea in application. I've been playing a lot of Tekken 7, and I want to talk about that in the arcade scene here. That'll probably be the next thing we talk about. But just in general, I really hope it's not gone. I hope that they refine it, because I think that it's fucked up that our Phoenix beats like every fucking Power Crush move just right out of the box, But the idea is good. The existence of Power Crush makes comebacks harder. If you have a huge lead, it's very hard if someone's abusing Power Crush to make that comeback. So you have to kind of think to yourself, okay, he's abusing Power Crush. I have to take advantage of maybe like a low sweep or something like that, which is going to be a bigger risk. So it also makes comebacks better. It makes them more exciting because they're harder to do. So, and it also kind of works together with the rage system and because people there was a group of people that didn't like rage, right? And I'm sure there's a group of people that kind of is skeptical about supers in general and the fact that you gain access to them when you get rage. But Power Crush is kind of like a hidden like enemy of rage, because when you're in rage mode, a Power Crush move is just about gonna kill you. So it's such an interesting like dance that you play in a match like that, where Power Crush is a factor, but Rage is also a factor. So for me, right now, I really, really like the idea of Power Crush. I just think, just like many of the other things in the game, it needs to be tweaked a little bit, and it seems that that's what they're doing. So I don't know. I personally hope it stays in.
Rick?
I mean, I'm kind of the same boat, like because we barely played Tekken 7 enough to like Eris now obviously I think has the most experience in Tekken 7 out of all of us. So it's like I feel like he understands the way Power Crush works better, and like more at a high level, especially because Japan's been playing it forever. So I assume that they're gonna probably keep it in, and just they'll definitely refine it some way. Maybe like instead of Lucky Chloe having a shitty one, she'll have maybe a better one. Things like that. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine them taking it out once they already put it in.
And what
Yeah,
about?
what are your
Sorry, one
Go
more
ahead.
thing. What do you guys think about the meter thing for Akuma? Do you think that's likely, or like some people think that it could be just a just frame input for Akuma, for his DP or his Tatsu, like a just frame one makes it
Oh,
yellow or
like a
something?
electric, right?
Sure.
hmm I
I
think so.
mean, I don't know.
I think that's
Go ahead.
probably more likely. I think they're gonna really. I think rather than like put a Street Fighter character into Tekken, they're gonna just turn a Street Fighter character into Tekken.
Yeah. Oh, that's something that they did tell me. They did not use any of the assets from Capcom. It is their own like take on Akuma. Everything is from the ground up developed by Namco, which I thought was great.
That's sick.
Yeah, really, really cool. Go ahead. What about you, Rip? What are your thoughts on the whole Power Crush thing and the gameplay for Akuma?
I just don't know if Power Crush is gonna stick around. I feel like with Akuma, they might actually go EX and go with meter system and have meter for all characters to use like armored moves. Like I don't know,
Whoa,
like that
that's
might
a
be
stupid idea.
it might be super extreme, and I don't think they'll do it because I feel like they should have tested that with the 7.0 version before the FR version, right?
Right.
But I just seeing the EX in it and then not seeing Power Crush anywhere else, and thinking like, is he gonna have like armored invincibility kind of stuff with an EX thing, but not have Power Crush, or does that count as his Power Crush, but not look anything like the Power Crush that we've seen? Like it was all kind of weird to
Well,
me.
it
That
does kind of look like Power Crush. It's just yellow instead of white.
I mean, I feel like
Right?
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess. I guess they could make all the other Power Crushes look yellow too. I just feel like it would have to be consistent. I don't think that they would change it just for that one character.
I think they could. I think they would. I mean,
Yeah, I
because
think they would
number
too.
one, he already has a fireball. No other
Yeah, he
character
has
has that.
fireballs and jump ins and
Yeah.
two
That's a
in
good
ones
point.
and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Okay.
So I mean,
I can see it.
they're just taking a Street Fighter character, making him I assume he's like I honestly I feel like as soon as Akuma comes out and people play him,
Hmm.
they're gonna realize I'm not playing Street Fighter. Like a Street
Oh
Fighter
yeah,
Oh
player can't.
yeah,
for
of
sure.
course, of
A Street
course.
Fighter player cannot sit down and be like, "Oh, this is easy." You know, it's just Akuma. It's not going to be Akuma. It's going
Yeah.
to be Akuma in Tekken, and it's going to be
Yeah, it's
so
not going to
different.
be Akuma. It's going to look like Akuma, but it's not going to be Akuma. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
that's for sure. It's a whole different story. It's a whole different world. So, I mean, but there are things like, EX Tatsu. What is that going to instantly low crush and wall splat? Like what is that going to do? Like what is that?
Holy
Wall
There are so
splat,
many
shit.
things. Yeah, I mean, there are so many questions that were brought up by this trailer that I think that's part of the reason why it was so awesome. So.
yeah. Because I mean, now
Yeah.
everyone's going to talk about how is he going to be played. Like, like, do we have to learn anti-airs now because that motherfucker's
Yeah,
going to be
right.
jumping in? It's like it's crazy.
You know,
It's
Run It
so
Black made the best analogy to that. He said it could be just like Jinpachi, like his fly stance.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
definitely.
exactly.
Before wake ups.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much to be excited about. And it's funny because like if you had told me 2 weeks ago, there's nothing to be excited about, right? Like whatever, right? But this is like huge. It's so awesome. Um, but yeah, I don't know if you guys are through with the Akuma topic, I'd like to talk about the arcade scene here. This
Go
is
for it.
like something that's really interesting to me. So the last time I was in Japan was for SBO 2010. I was here with you, Rip, and you can remember like the scene here obviously was always way like light years ahead of anything we experienced in the US. The competition, the number of cabinets in the arcades, it was like a dream come true, right? There you go, right there, Sukin, Rip, and myself. And the thing is, when you come here, when I came here this time, right, it's a totally different story. So on paper, you guys know me, I'm not a net play guy. I don't like online, and the idea of the arcades all being online, when you hear it, it sounds really shitty, right? It sounds whack. Why do you go to an arcade to play an online match, right? But when you get here and you go to an arcade on like Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. and you sit down, there's no one in the arcade. You sit down and you put your coin in, and you're getting non-stop matches with people at your rank, and you're leveling up gradually, which is what makes everyone knows gradual progression is addictive. Everyone knows that every game does it. Gives you experience points, you level up, whatever. This way of doing it in the arcades is fucking brilliant. Unfortunately, it might as well be a fucking simulation because it only exists here. The net play is I've had like hundreds of matches and only 3 times have I had a 4-bar connection, which is still like, you could feel it, but it's still like light years better than anything I ever played online at home. So if you consider that and you consider the pros of having nonstop competition, which makes you more addicted to the game itself, I mean, it's an experience that I couldn't have even imagined would exist. It's so cool. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. Like I said, right now it's 2 p.m. If I go to the arcade, any arcade, it doesn't even matter where, if they have like some random Club Sega has 2 cabinets, I could sit at that cabinet and get matches. So, I mean, to me, it's like this experience here, I can see why they're saying, oh, Tekken 7 is profitable in the arcades. And even though I'm not happy about there not being a console version yet, and even though like, that part still hurts my butt, I understand because it's really fun here. It's really exciting. And I went to the Sugamo arcade, which is like the Tekken museum. And what's funny, Rick? Your commentary is being looped there. So you're
Huh?
like a celebrity there.
What?
You and Markman with red glasses on. Yeah.
Oh, for Evo.
Yeah, there's like a shrine for Nobi, and all of his like trophies are there, and like there's a monitor that's looping the Evo matches, and you guys are on there. There's like artwork all over the walls, and they have all the statues and all the toys like from Tekken 3 and everything. I took a video, I'll put it on YouTube later, but it's like really, really like a different experience from what I mean. It was the same arcade as before, but it's just something totally different. There's like young kids in there all the time playing. They're whack, like scrubs. They're super scrubs. Like they're holding back to block, just walking backwards. That level, they don't know how to backdash yet. But Nobi runs like tutorial classes. He runs classes there, and they also have a deal there where if you pay $6, you can play for an hour. It doesn't matter how many games. So there's a lot of new players there. You could see it. I mean, I don't need to speak Japanese to know these guys are scrubs and they're trying to learn. So it's just like it gave me a better, clearer vision of why it's not out on console yet. It makes sense that they want to make this money in the arcades because it's making money. I mean, simple as that. Money talks. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that makes anyone feel better. Probably not, but at least it's a good reason. It's a reasonable, like, rational reason for them delaying it, you know? So, I mean, I'm having a blast. I can't wait to go. It's so crazy, dude. I get matched up with people at my level nonstop. Before, when we came to Japan, it was like, okay, I got my Bana pass, and now I gotta like play these guys that are ranked so high that I'm never gonna rank up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But here it's like this gradual progression where I'm reaching the better players. I'm starting to get there. Okay, these guys are getting good. Now I'm having really good matches, and it's just like I I mean, 4 thumbs up. I couldn't be happier with the scene here. It's better than ever. And you would think it would be worse than ever because it's net play only. But it's better than ever. It's crazy good. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I guess in the end, the thing I take away from this is hopefully they're able to capture this sensation in the console version when it finally drops. You know, I guess that's going to be a matter of net code, right?
I mean,
Net code with a K.
but is that not what the rank system already was like when the game came out here, except with better
That's
netcode,
funny.
essentially?
That's exactly what Ricksta said. And when I thought about it, I thought to myself, the difference is that it doesn't feel like net play. When it's 5 bars, I mean, you're doing everything. There are no like, you know, when you're playing Tekken Tag 2 online or whatever game online, Revolution or whatever, there are things that happen where you're like, dude, I could fucking low parry that, you know, like you block the first hit of Eddie's, you know, relaxed whatever it is, that
Slippery
spin
kick.
kick. Yeah, slip kick. You're supposed to low parry it, and when you're playing online, it's like, dude, what the fuck? I low parry that. That sensation never happens. Whenever you want to low parry, you get the low parry. Whenever you want a combo, you get the tight combos. I mean, like, it's really not a non-factor. Like I said, out of like 300 games, I only had 3 4-bar matches. So, I mean, if they're going to harness this sensation, it's going to have to be based on the net play. That's really what it's going to be, because that's what changes everything. If you can make it feel like an offline match, then why do you even need an offline match, right? So, I mean, it's better. Online is better if it feels like offline, right? Because you can get matches with anyone, anywhere in Japan. So, I don't know. I think that's going to be key. When it comes out at home, the key is going to be how close to offline they can get the online. And, you know, it's to be determined right now. If this is any indicator, though, I mean, this is like the dopest shit ever for me. I'm loving it.
I wish you could try out Tekken Tag 2 online over there, like just on
Yeah,
someone's
I
home
know.
console, because I have a feeling it's just the size of Japan and the internet connection there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if they took that same Tekken 7 and brought it to arcades here in USA and tried to go from California to New York, I feel like that's much further than the length of Japan. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's the only real issue.
It's you know, that's one thing that I almost don't want to think about, because I feel like, you know, in the end, when it comes out at home, unless things have advanced since last time, we're still going to get an online type of a Tekken. And I feel like that's why I wanted to mention the arcade scene here, because there is a good chance that this is the only place we'll be able to, or I'll be able to experience this sensation. Like when it comes to console, it may not be like this because of the net play. So yeah, I don't know. America needs to level up their shit, man. I mean, I don't know what it is. The internet is whack there. It really, I've said it for ages. It really is a different game online, and it's a game that I choose to think sucks. You know, it's like online Tekken is trash, if you ask me. The game is so like intricate, and the motions and the inputs are very, very like tight. And online really needs to be good for this game. It's not like Street Fighter where, you know, backdash is invincible and combos are rhythm based, so you can practice them on the desk at school. And, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's just the game's design really does not like lend any favors to online. So I don't know, it's kind of like one of those bittersweet things. I really hope they're able to harness this like addictiveness that I get here, but it's unlikely due to just technology.
I think you're right.
So anyway, what's next? What else are we talking about? A lot of stuff happened. We missed a bunch of shit. Is there anything else other than,
I mean, as far as
the
Tekken 7 goes and, Faded Retribution, I mean, we didn't really talk about the release date, but for those of you guys who missed it, basically there was no release date announced, but they did say that
yeah,
Faded Retribution is coming to arcades first. And since there's no
yeah.
release date for that, you can assume it's going to be February probably. I mean, it could happen in January, but then we won't get console until months after that down the line. So earliest I'm going to guess is going to be like quarter 3, like fall. I don't
For
know
console?
for the console.
Okay, no,
That's
yeah,
my
that
guess.
makes
Yeah, because
sense.
I think it'll be a Q1 arcade and then Q3 console, maybe Q4. And the reason I say that is because Tekken Tag 2, it got its unlimited revision, and then we had the console version very soon after that. I think it was within 6 months. So that's my only thing I'm going off of right now to predict that.
You know, I would agree, except the Tekken Tag 2 revision really didn't add much at all. All it did was add the solo mode, and it was a balance patch, right?
Hmm.
Didn't add any characters, didn't do anything, right? It was just a balance patch and solo mode. So I think, personally, I think that, I'm not sure about this, but I think that the unlimited version of Tekken Tag 2 was like an emergency patch. And I think that they brought in solo mode because people were struggling with two characters, and I think that maybe that's not a really good barometer, because the vibe I get is, don't hold your breath. It's gonna be a long time. That's the vibe I'm getting.
The other,
Especially,
go on.
go ahead. Well, the thing I was gonna say is, especially if you consider how like thriving the arcade scene is here, I don't anticipate that they would release FR and then immediately release the console version. I highly doubt that. Just based on how much work they're putting into FR, and the feeling of, like, from the sound of the way they speak, it doesn't feel like it's that close. Like,
Hmm.
it sounds like they're working hard on it. So I don't know. I don't know. It depends on how much money they're making in the arcades, and it depends on, they already revealed the PlayStation version, right? At that France,
Hmm.
wasn't there like a France Expo where they showed like Harada and he did some shit, and he was
Yeah,
like, okay, it's coming to PS4.
right.
So I I don't know how much, like, is there a rule on how long it'll take for the game to come out after it's been revealed? I don't
I don't
know,
think so.
but
There's hella no rule.
No
yeah,
rules. Yeah.
so maybe it could, on the one hand, they revealed it for PS4, so it makes you think sooner than later. But on the other hand, when you think about all the changes that are being done, Lord Akuma is being added, and there are more changes that I think are a bigger deal than the unlimited version of Tekken Tag 2. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
I
That's
Well,
the go ahead, go ahead.
No, I think the other reason though that it still could come out is because even though Tekken Tag 2 Unlimited wasn't a big patch, the console version of Tekken Tag 2 added like 10 characters.
You're
So
right.
I assume that they're still going to add the 10 characters in the arcade now. There just won't be any added to console later. They'll just have the chance to
Yeah.
like bounce past them into the console version.
yeah, you also have to remember the Tekken 7 hasn't been updated since like what I would say a couple months before Evo.
Yeah, they
It,
paused everything.
yeah, they'll say, or maybe not, at least like a month before Evo or something like that, where they're like, all right, like Jack 7, last character, you're not gonna see anymore,
Yeah.
Kazumi or whatever it was, and it's like it's always been kind of dead from them, right? So we're always just thinking like, what the hell's going on? But now it's like obviously they've been working on Akuma, update graphics, all that. So I'm sure like the majority, not maybe not the majority, but a lot of the game is already kind of out of the idea phase, and it's already being, it's basically I would say I would hope that the actual arcade version comes out early next year, and then the console version. I mean, I'm not gonna make like I would. My prediction is probably late 2016, early 2017. But either way, it's. I'm just happy to see the. Honestly, I'm just seeing the title, "Faded Retribution." When I saw that on screen, I was like, "Finally, now we have something to look forward to." That's all I.
Yeah.
That's all I needed, and that thing right there was so good.
Man, that would be so effed up if they make another version after that.
I told you guys before. I told
You
you guys
never know.
off the show, but remember, like I told you guys, I've watched that trailer at least once a day because that trailer to me has been so sick. I've never been. I'm not a trailer guy. I hate like trailers and shit like that. Like, because for me, it's like I need to get my hands on it for me to be
Yeah.
excited. But that trailer did just like said, "Fuck you, Ricky. Here, watch this shit, and you're gonna love it." And I did. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not really all about trailers myself, but ever since that trailer, it's just been like, all right, let's wrap this shit up and let's go. Let's fucking finish this ramen and let's go to the arcade. It's like, It's really, and the funny thing is, I said it earlier, I do think that right now when I'm playing Tekken 7, it feels like a work in progress game for sure. Like it doesn't mean it's bad. I'm hella addicted to it, and I think it's super fun. The new characters are. I'll talk about those later, but the new characters could go fuck themselves. They're all such bullshit. But it doesn't even matter because the excitement from the trailer really makes you want to play Tekken. And for me, it's available here. And just playing it is really like, even though it doesn't feel like a complete game, there are the old costumes. The rage arts maybe are a little bit bland. But, just in general, playing it and being a part of the evolution of this game, it really makes me excited for the future. I mean, it's so much fun. It's nonstop fun. It's crazy. Like, and there's so many machines. For example, you remember Sagamo Arcade, right, Rip? There was like 20 machines or something, right? So there were 20 machines, but they were back-to-back setups. So that made it 10 machines.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's literally like 22 machines. So you never have to wait. It's just like perfect. It's like nonstop flow of competition. You never have to wait. There's always a machine. And the way it works is when you sit down, it's like, this is your machine. You put your fucking cigarettes down, you put your bag down, and you set up shop. You campfire, and it's like I'm sitting here until I'm done. It doesn't matter how many games I play. So, I mean, it's awesome. It's really awesome. This experience in Japan for me has been like and that's excluding treasure hunting with Markman. That was like the coolest shit ever, dude. This guy is like such a pro in Japan. But this trip to Japan has been like a game changer for me. It's like the greatest experience. Even though I'm a little homesick now, I'm ready to come home. It's been like the greatest experience ever.
When are you coming home, by the way?
I'm coming home tomorrow. So I leave 5:05 p.m. and I arrive 11:50 a.m. of the same day. So I'm traveling backwards in time. Pretty interesting. But
So you're gonna be here on a Saturday? Our Saturday?
yeah, I'm gonna be here on Saturday.
The funniest thing is too is like because when you leave Cali and you go to Japan, if you leave while the sun is up, you're following the sun the entire time. So it's like you've never had night during that flight, but this time you're gonna be ditching the sun, and the sun's gonna be coming right back at your face as soon as you land.
Beating it, catching it on the other side. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, just in general, like I feel like this experience was really, really different for me. It was really an honor. I was like, I can't believe that they did that. I can't believe that they did that. And it's a huge part of it is Markman's doing. I know that, right? The reason it was so last minute, a lot of people didn't even know I was in Japan. The reason it was so last minute was actually because they were like, all right, Mark, man, you're going to do commentary for us. And Mark was like, dude, there's no way I'm doing it with Jackler again. This guy doesn't even fucking speak English. So they last minute pulled it together and they got me out here. And, I can't thank them enough. It was truly an honor to be a part of it. And being a part of it is one thing, but the way they treated me like an integral part of the whole experience was really like, I was so flattered and it was so awesome. And I'm just glad that it went as well as it did. It was like perfect. So good times.
Yeah, it was funny seeing you in those pictures with like all these dudes in suits and shit, like doing like professional pictures, and you're on the side with your black shirt and like having this weird goofy smile on your face. All your pictures, dude, that's the one thing I noticed too. All the pictures I've seen of you in Japan, you have a smile and doing like a peace sign and all that bullshit. It's like, what happened to the middle finger and the angry face? Like Japan changed you, man.
This has been quite the experience.
Game changer, man.
Yeah, dude. It's really like, I can't even put it into words, really. I mean, it's just crazy. If you were there, if you saw what I saw, all the different people working so hard, dude, just in general, people in Japan work hard as fuck, dude. Like, you just go to a random pepper lunch, and these motherfuckers are grinding their asses off making you food, and they don't take tips. So it's just such a weird place, and the same went for the tournament organizers. It was like, they were working so hard. I've never seen Alex Vaya move that fast. It's like, these guys are hustling, So, I mean, it was just really cool to be a part of such a dedicated group of people that are really trying hard to put on a show for everyone. It was awesome. Anyway, so what else? What else are we talking about? I know they showed the Fang trailer. We haven't talked about that.
Oh, Street Fighter 5. That
Yeah.
game. Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Lots of
isn't
stuff
there a
going on.
beta test going on right now?
Starting
I
at
think.
midnight.
Oh, no shit.
Wait, is it starting midnight East Coast time or our
It's
time?
supposed to be Pacific time, so it's supposed to be in 3 hours from now.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And
Sucks. I missed it.
dude, the worst part about it, like they put up the schedule and the thing keeps on going on maintenance for 10 hours at a time or something.
Hmm.
Like it's on from midnight to 8 a.m. and then it's gonna have a 10-hour break.
What characters are available this time?
They said there's gonna be like 6, and then at some point Dalsum and Zangief will be available.
Oh,
And then they
sick.
said to look out for other surprises with characters. So I think Fang might pop in there.
What? That would be crazy. I was excited about that character, but then I found out he's a charge character, and I'm not in love with charge characters.
Yeah, same
But
here.
he looks really cool to me. What are
He
your
looks
thoughts on
goofy
that
as hell.
character?
I love that
Yeah,
character. I think he looks so dumb that I ended up enjoying it way more than I should have. He has a goofy fireball, like goes up in the air and shit. It's tight.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
You
got
know,
the poison mechanic too.
Yeah, he's got some weird shit going on. Someone brought to my attention that he kind of looks like you guys ever seen that movie Kung Fu Hustle?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
There's an enemy in that movie that looks a lot like Fang. He plays like a string sitar or something. But I think that it looks cool to me. It looks like a combination. It reminds me of Valdo and Dampierre from Soul Calibur. Like if they put those two characters together.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it initially looks kind of like a joke character, and if it ends up being a joke character, I won't be that happy about it, like a Dan type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a real legit character, I'm down with that. The character looks cool to me. Why not? You already have fucking what's his name? Rashid? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Rashid doing like tornado kicks coming out of his feet and shit. So if you're gonna go goofy like that, you might as well go all the way. And I like it personally.
It seems like almost like Street Fighter and Tekken almost like kind of switch spots in a sense, because Tekken's always kind of been, it got goofy kind of around like
fucking kangaroos and shit jumping around.
I mean, like all the main Tekkens have been kind of serious, but then they still drop in a fucking kangaroo and a bear for no reason. But like Tekken 7, you haven't the only animal is Kazumi's tiger. Everything else looks pretty normal. I mean, I think the goofiest character in that game is probably Lucky Chloe.
And Kazumi's cheap as fuck,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Super cheap. Go ahead.
How is she cheap? She has no lows.
Down forward one.
Dude, her
Downfall once.
Yeah, her pokes are crazy bullshit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Dude, these new characters are crazy good, man. And half of it is all gimmicks, too. So it's like, if you combine the gimmicks, plus it's in the hands of, like, a good Japanese player, ugh. Thankfully, the arcade experience is so much fun that it doesn't bother me that much, but man.
Yeah, I'd probably be more mad. I'd probably be more mad if I were you, if I had to pay for every game. The fact that I can just pay like $6 and just sit down for an hour and just I would be like, oh, whatever, I lost. It's like learning experience now.
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds super sick.
Yeah, that whole hour thing is awesome. It's really cool. Oh, and you know what is really cool? So when you're sitting down and you lose a match or you win a match, they could do a revenge match, right? So if your time runs out and you're fucking someone up, they'll let you keep playing as long as it's revenge matches. So if I keep beating the guy, even though my time's up, the guy was like, oh, revenge match, okay. So I was like, all right, cool. So then it's like incentive to do really well at the end of the hour. Like, let me fuck these guys up nonstop and let them revenge match me so I can keep playing for free. So I mean,
why did the arcade let you do that? Does the arcade make money off that, off the revenge match?
No, the reason they let you do that is because the only like alternative is that they restart the machine to change it from free play. So it would like interfere in your card match. It's like it's a part of the card system. There's a revenge match and it would just interfere. They would have to stop the game.
Yeah, it's so weird, but I mean, it's always been just such a weird idea. The fact that like the arcades now with the online play, they have to do the hour thing, because if they didn't, they would probably, like, the good arcades would lose money, which is
they don't do it at the only place that I've seen that does it is the Sugamo arcade, which is the main Tekken hub. That's the one that has the museum with Nobi's like shrine and shit.
Yeah.
But the other arcades don't do that as far as I know, but maybe they do. I mean, there's a lot of shit written on the walls that I can't read, so it's whatever. I'm doing my best. I'm getting around surprisingly well. Like last time I felt really intimidated by just being in Japan and not speaking Japanese and
Mhm.
finding my way around. But this time, I don't know what it is. Everyone learned how to speak English and shit. So it's like, all I gotta do is go up to like a random stranger and just be like, Sugamo? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, this way. And I'd be like, all right, arigato, amigo. So it's like, good shit. You know, all you gotta know is arigato and amigo, and you're good to go.
What have
Oh,
you
yeah,
been
man.
eating? Like since
Oh,
Markman and them left you?
well, those guys. So the first few days was all fancy dinners. We were going to like, good food, eating like yakiniku. Oh, there's this like building here in Akihabara. It's called the Meat Tower, and it's like maybe 10 stories. And on the front of the building, there's a cow with his eyes closed. I assume he's dead. It's like a cartoon cow that's like dead. And every floor of this building has a different like high-end meat type of a restaurant. So we went to like one of those. It was hella good. Like nothing but good food overall. Since everyone left, I've been pretty heavy on the 7-Eleven food. But man, 7-Eleven food is gourmet shit. They got chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. I'm telling you, it's like the best fried chicken I've ever had. And it's at 7-Eleven. So yeah, nothing but good food and good times.
I mean, the fact that you can go to the 7-Eleven and be like, I'm gonna get this spaghetti. It's like, what? It's like you don't. That doesn't exist, but it
They
exists
got
there.
weird shit, dude. They got all kinds. And, I always try to get something that's I don't know what it is. And last night I got something that looked like it looked like a brownie or something. I was like, okay, this looks like a brownie. I put that shit in my mouth. Oh my god, I don't even know what it was or what was in the middle of it. There was this weird jizzy explosion that was like fish goo or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I mean, I can't read the instructions, so half the times you don't know what you're putting in your mouth, and it's like, surprise, jizzy goo. I don't know, man. I mean, it's
Oh my
like you got to be careful.
god.
Sometimes you'll hit a home run though. Like the other day, I got some random looking drink, and it turned out to be some sour cherry Gatorade type of flavored shit. So it's like you got to take some chances. Sometimes you'll hit a home run. Sometimes you'll get some fishy jizz in your mouth.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Fish
So
jizz.
yeah, pretty much good times over here. I don't know what else. It's been so long at this point. I'm already forgetting the beginning of the trip.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
No, I
yeah,
was just gonna
it's
say
been
the one
crazy.
thing we didn't talk about was Capcom Cup, but I feel like it was so long ago that we don't really remember it anymore anyway. I mean,
Yeah, I
Kazunoko
think.
won. Shout outs to
Yeah,
Kazunoko.
the only thing about Capcom Cup that I can remember is that I was so sure Daigo was gonna win. I was
Hmm.
so sure, and he just got his shit pushed in so crazy. And I talked to some people here, and a lot of them were saying that Daigo was like it was because of pride that he didn't switch his character. They were saying that he would have beat Kazunoko for free if he picked Sagat. Like everyone's saying that he beats him 100% of the time with Sagat, but he
Wow.
wanted to beat him with Ryu to like end the era of Street Fighter 4, the way he started without counterpicking. And I don't know, that sounds really fucking stupid to me, but I mean, like whatever, if that's his rationale, I'm very disappointed. And I was talking to Mark, man, like you should give that guy 100 lashes and shit. Dude, Daigo is like a fuck Elvis Presley here. Dude, it's crazy. He is such a celebrity. They sell his book everywhere. And I went to they have this fortress here that's like a Best Buy. And it's like huge. It's truly like a fortress. It's so big.
Hmm.
And in there, they have like this gaming area, right? And in the gaming area, it's like there's this huge mural of Daigo and like signature and like he's like a celebrity. He's like he's huge in Japan. I didn't realize it because everyone talks about Daigo being hella good and like famous and shit, but in Japan he's super duper famous. So I mean, the thing I take away from that is that fighting games are a pretty big deal here. It's like it's pretty cool. And even myself, I'm in like random arcades that have nothing to do with Namco officially, right? I'm at like Leisureland and like Club Sega and shit. And random dudes will come up and they'll be like, "Oh, Arisu." And I gotta like take pictures and shit. So it's like it seems like Tekken is a pretty big deal. And as I said, Rip, your and Markman's commentary, you guys like your faces are constantly being looped and your names are written there too. It says Rip and Markman. So like
Weird.
people know like it's a big deal. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. It's really cool. It feels like we're really far away from home here, but it's like the internet is bringing everyone together, which is
That's
really
crazy.
cool. Yeah, it's this is different. This time is really different. last time in 2010 it was awesome, but this is something else. It's the evolution of Tekken arcades in Japan. It's a totally different story. I can't wait to go play today.
Hey, let me ask you this, not to be a downer, but I mean, you know, arcades have been dying even in Japan, right? So I mean, how do you see this? Does this seem to be changing that? Do you think? Do you think this will help them arcades? Do you think it's still going to be like downhill for arcades in Japan?
Well, I'll tell you this. So there is this street corner here in Akihabara that's like really popping, right? And I was standing there with Markman, and we were looking at that. There was a Club Sega. It's like 8 stories high, an 8 floor arcade or something, right? And I was looking at that and being like, wow, that's awesome. It's just there are 5 other arcades in this town, but that's just such a cool looking arcade. And Markman was like, at this same street corner, there used to be 3 Club Segas, but now there's only one.
Hmm.
So if you think about it, there definitely is a decline in arcades here. The thing is that they were so huge before that even with a decline, it
Yeah.
still looks like an arcade paradise to small hogs like us,
Mhm.
right? But there definitely is a decline in arcades. You definitely could see it. I mean, for sure. But considering, if you look at the decline in arcades in America, it's like, what, Super Arcade? Right? It's like, what do we got? We got Round One, we got Super Arcade. It's like nothing. It's a desert. So, on the one hand, it's like it's declining everywhere, but at least there's still life. And what they're left with, the little arcade scene that is here, they're really making the best of it with the Nessica system and the Bana Pass thing. Like if you go to an arcade, like I went to this place called Zebra Safari or some shit, Club Safari or something, and they have like Initial D was packed, Maximum Tune, whatever the fuck it's called, was packed. So I mean, it was just nice to see lots of people enjoying their games. It was so like sitting in the arcade here watching all these people enjoy their different favorite games really reminds me of how it was back in the day. But it's funny because if you're here, you probably realize how much worse it is now from back in the day. So it's all a matter of perspective. Me coming from the US, it's arcade paradise. But I'm sure if you were here for the last 10 years in arcades, you would notice that there's a huge decline for sure.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what is the popularity of like other games outside of just like fighting games in general? Like, how is the rest of the arcades looking like in terms of like popularity?
Well, I mean, the thing is, Sugamo Arcade, if you really look at it as a whole, all they really have is Gundam, Dragon Ball, and Tekken. I mean, they
What?
have 1 or 2 cabs of other shit, but all they have like 100 Gundam games, they have like 1 million Dragon Ball games, and they have 1 million Tekken games. And then the upper floor is like rhythm games. So, I mean, it's pretty crowded all the time. Even on weekdays, if you go there, there's people there playing their favorite games, so I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, but it depends on where you go too. Like I think just like always, there's been like remember Joybox was a heavy Tekken arcade,
Hmm.
and like every arcade has its own thing. Like if you want to play Street Fighter, you go to the Street Fighter arcade. So like Street Fighter machines have been dead here at every arcade I've gone to. But that's only because I'm not going to the Street Fighter arcade. So,
Hmm.
it depends. But there are definitely people playing their favorite games. And, I mean, it doesn't seem dead to me at all.
What about Pokken? You see any Pokken?
Yeah, they have it here, but nobody plays it at
Wow.
all.
Okay,
Even,
maybe same
even
thing.
Mark was saying it's not very popular here. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think they anticipate that the console version is going to be more popular because it generally is maybe for Pokemon games, but it just doesn't seem like I haven't seen anyone play it. I pass by it every time to get to the Tekken machines, and
Hmm.
it's just like sitting there on demo mode.
I don't think Pokemon is all that big in Japan anymore, or
I don't know.
I don't know what exactly is the big one, but I don't know, I feel like Pokemon might have hit bigger in America,
Hmm.
so maybe Pokemon might hit big too.
That's way outside my jurisdiction. I don't know shit
You
about
sh-
that game.
I think you should be reading up on this.
Yeah,
What?
right. Yeah. Do my research.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Slacking out there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know about that, but just the arcade. I mean, I forget the arcade scene. I don't really care as much about that. The vibe of Tekken 7 in the arcades is like I was not expect. I even told you guys, like I'm not really all that into playing Tekken 7. Remember, I was saying that to you
Yep.
guys.
Hmm.
I'm going to Japan, and I'm not really all that into playing Tekken 7. So it's like, and my rationale was that it's an incomplete game, and they're gonna come out with a new version. So why really get that into Tekken 7 when a new version is coming out? Man, my frown turned upside down. It is like a totally different story. It's not the game, it's the experience. That's what it is. It doesn't matter how many Chloes I fight. It doesn't matter. The details of the game don't matter. It's the experience. The gradual progression, being matched up with people at your level is just something that I didn't think would feel this good, and it feels amazing. It's the coolest experience. It's awesome.
Did you put your name on your Tekken card yet?
I did, finally. I did that yesterday, so that shit says Eris now.
What
It's
rank
funny,
did you
I
get
did
up
a
to?
little bit of... I'm at 50... oh, God. I got to 15th Dan yesterday, and man, I ran into this motherfucker that pushed my shit in like crazy. So I think I'm 14th Dan now. But I got 1 day left. I'm gonna put in work. The local arcade here, the one in Akihabara, it's open till 1 a.m., which is pretty
Whoa.
rare. And since I don't have to take a train, it's just walking distance.
Yeah.
It's like I could play a lot. You know, I get a lot of opportunity to play. So it's really, really like, I mean, words can't express. I'm telling you, I tweeted this. This country and the scene here truly reminded me of how much I love Tekken and what I love about Tekken. The competition aspect of it and getting matches and just playing the game itself, it doesn't even matter. The details don't matter. Shaheen is cheap. Fuck it. Whatever. Tekken 4 Jin was cheap. Who gives a fuck? You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. All that matters is that you're sitting down and you're getting nonstop matches with people at your rank, and it's just like nonstop fun. It's fucking sweet, dude.
Are you gonna move to Japan?
No, I can't be here. I already. This is like, you know, the thought comes to mind. You spend a long time in Japan, right? You think about it, like, how much time could I spend here? Yesterday, it hit me. It's time to go home. I need to go home. I need to tend to my garden, dude. There's this really nice garden out here. Right outside my window, there's a nice garden out here, and it just makes me miss my flowers at home, dude. I gotta get home and tend to my garden.
How many people of Spanish descent have you seen in Japan?
Oh my God, I miss Mexicans so bad, dude. Mexicans, oh man, you don't appreciate them until they're gone. I miss Mexicans. I'm gonna just kiss the first Mexican I see when I get home.
Oh, that's Kenny.
No, it's the first Mexican he's gonna see is as soon as he gets off the plane and like he looks to his left. There's gonna be a Mexican right there at LAX.
Speaking of endangered species, the only black person I've seen is the guy that we had dinner with. There are no black people here at all. It's like I haven't even seen one. It's very, very peculiar.
You didn't go back to that town?
What town? Oh,
our town where we talked to that dude.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger.
There's these random Nigerian dudes that'll hit you up to try and get you to go get prostitutes and shit all day. And dude, I didn't tell you my strat. Oh man, my strat is brilliant. It would only work if you're alone though. So internet, I don't know if you guys know, but in certain parts of certain towns in Japan, at night, there are these like Nigerian dudes that they speak every language, right? I mean, they're like experts at every language, and they'll come up to you and they're like, hey buddy, come with me, bro. Hey, come, you beautiful girls, whatever, right? And so no matter what you do, they won't leave you alone, right? So here's the new strat. I fucking put on all my shit. It's super cold, beard hanging out. Every time they came up to me, I would just go, I'd point at my ear and just shake my head. I can't hear you. Can't hear you, man. Sorry. Can't hear you. And then he was like, one of the guys was really persistent. So I was like, okay, what do deaf people sound like when they try to talk? And he was like, oh, fuck, I'm out of here. You left me alone. So I tried to emulate a deaf dude talking. It was perfect, dude. My Japan strats through the roof, dude. I'm telling you. They can't fuck. I'm sorry, I can't hear. And he was like, he tried shaking my hand and shit. I was like, oh, shit, what the fuck?
Oh so, yeah, my God.
Don't ever fuck with me. Yeah, that shit worked like a charm. And then, you know, they're all like integrated together. All those Nigerian dudes, they're all like, they have like headsets and they talk to each other. So they let the other ones know, like, this guy can't fucking hear. Don't fuck with him. So nobody talked to me. It was awesome. It was such a good.
Oh my God, dude.
That is a crazy good strat.
Yeah, dude. It's next level shit. It's next level. They left me alone like crazy. They were just like, all right, fuck this guy. We're not gonna get it.
I can't.
What? You got me right when you said, what does a deaf person sound like?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, dude, this guy's really persistent. I'm gonna have to prove it, you know? Oh yeah, I proved that shit. I was thinking to myself, like, oh, you're gonna have to make up some fucking sign language too. So I was just like, boo, 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 boo.
But if he threw sign language at you, then you would have been fucked.
Yeah, that would have been rough. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to come
Oh
up with
my
some counter
god.
strat for that. I bet you they're gonna start looking into sign language now to deal with people like this. Like, what do we do about that? That was
Man,
dope shit.
man, you went like so many layers deeper than I went. My
Oh
my
yeah.
my game is so whack. Like they came up to me and spoke Japanese, and in my dumbass mind, I'm thinking, all right, I gotta get rid of this guy. No, I speak English. Fuck, it's like
Dude,
Big
yeah, forget
mistake.
that.
yeah, that's like that's not only is that like the best language that they speak. It's like,
Yeah.
god damn it, now
Yeah,
he's gonna
yeah.
speak to me normally.
Dude, I remember last time we were here with Rip, we met that black guy Tiger, and we were kicking it with that guy, and I was like, what if I say I don't speak English? He's like, parlez-vous français? He knows
Yeah.
everything. They know all the languages. So, man, this was the only way out. Anyway.
I can't believe that shit. That shit's too good.
That was so
Gotta bring
good.
the heat, man.
All right,
So
is
what
that?
else? Are we gonna call people bitches or what? I
I
gotta
think
get to the
so.
arcade.
Yeah, man. I mean, the only other thing we didn't talk about, NEC was this past weekend. Princess Ling won the Tekken 7 tournament there. I think Fighting GM
The,
won the Tekken Tag 2.
I think didn't they have a lot of entrants for Tag 2 and T7?
No idea. Ricky?
I don't remember exactly the numbers. I heard a lot though. Like maybe around like 80 to 100. I'm not.
Yeah, I heard 70 plus.
That's
So,
nice.
and that was before last minute registration.
Hmm.
So those are pretty decent numbers considering. I mean, I don't know what the numbers were for the other games, but you know, one thing that I want to say is like games like Guilty Gear and other games are really getting very popular right now, right? And it's like Guilty Gear is becoming huge. They're starting to run like anime only majors and like, for me just it was really sad seeing Tekken not get that kind of hype and growth. And, just as a Tekken fan, it's been frustrating for all of us. Everyone in the chat room, it's been really frustrating. And this past week and the Akuma reveal and the amount of life that it's put into the Tekken scene, I mean, anyone who's hating on Akuma and his existence in Tekken, you really don't have Tekken's best interests in mind. This is the best thing that's happened for Tekken in ages, and I couldn't be more ecstatic, and I haven't been this excited to be a Tekken fan in ages. It's just unfortunate that when I get home, I'm going to be stuck with Tekken Trash 2, and I can't play Tekken 7. So I mean, it's crazy. I never would have thought that the same game that Markman has been lugging around to Evo and Final Round, and that same game is the game that has me fucking addicted over here just because of the way the online system works in the arcades. I would have never guessed that. And
That is
it's
crazy.
awesome. Yeah, do you guys know? I mean, it's even like off camera. I was telling you guys, I don't. What am I gonna do there? I'm not really all that into Tekken 7, but it's the experience in the arcade here changes everything. It changes everything.
I feel
So
like that's how
yeah,
going to Japan always is when you play Tekken, though. Like, I mean, I know this one's online, and that's like the only difference, but I feel like, even if you didn't really care about Tekken 6 or Tag 2, if you went to Japan, you just play in the arcade, you'd be like hooked on it?
well, maybe that's true, but for me historically, that has not been the case. Every time I've come to Japan, I was so into the game that I was here for.
Hmm.
Like
That's
the
true.
first time I came was for the World Tournament. Second time I came was for SBO, and both times I was all about Tekken 6. That was like my thing. And all I wanted was to play good players. This time, it's not exactly the same. I mean, I was kind of like, Tekken 7, whatever. I'm waiting for the next version. But my tune, I'm singing a different tune right now. It's awesome. It's super awesome here. So anyway, what's up? Is there any other topics or is it game over? Can I
That's
go
it,
play
man.
now?
That is
Yeah,
it.
I
It's
think we're
time.
good.
Okay, well, you guys want to call someone bitches?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'll go first. Fuck Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut because they both.
Why?
All right, so yesterday I ordered pizza from Domino's, right? Which is already a mistake, but I ordered pizza and it said to be here in 30 minutes. An hour passes, they don't show up. So I'm like, what the fuck, right? So like I'm getting pissed. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call them. I call the Domino's, no one picks up. I called like 3
Damn.
times. No one picks up. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck them, right? So they're probably not even delivering my pizza. So I called Pizza Hut after that because it's already been an hour and it's like an hour. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck that, right? So I ordered from Pizza Hut and it says it's gonna be 40 minutes. So while I'm waiting for Pizza Hut to come, the Domino's guy finally comes, and it's like, do I give him money? Like, do I want
Damn.
his? So I'm thinking like, nah, no, fuck this guy, fuck Domino's, because it was an hour and a half later already at this
Mhm.
point. So I'm
That's
like, all right,
crazy.
no, you go back. No, we're not taking this one, right?
Damn.
So
Did
it's
you
like,
pretend like you were deaf?
just eat more pizza.
Oh God.
So
I
after
wonder how
that,
many people we can offend on this podcast.
yeah,
Yep.
true. So after that, like that guy leaves, and now it's like I'm waiting for this Pizza Hut one, and this one's taking a long time too. I'm like, what the hell's going on today? I mean, they eventually came around 40 minutes, which isn't bad, but it's like, dude, I wanted to eat like 3 hours ago. What the hell? So fuck pizza for now. Well, fuck those pizza places.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
sorry,
whoa. I don't
but
know about that.
man, those places.
Fuck pizza?
Those places left. It's like that pizza wasn't even good. So fuck Domino's, fuck Pizza Hut. I gotta stick with places that like have some dude's name in it. That's not
Round
John.
table, dude. Round table.
Yeah, I mean I fucked up
Yeah,
yesterday.
not John. Ugh, not John. Yeah, you don't want that name in there. You want an Italian name, like, Tony
Yeah,
or
Tony or Mario. I need those
yeah,
guys to deliver my
Mario,
pizza.
Luigi or some shit. I don't know any other Italian names. Mario and Luigi. Man, I need to read a book.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
At least I know what deaf people sound like.
Yeah.
So what about you, Rip? Any bitches? I know who my bitch calling is.
Yeah, mine's easy. Mine's Eris. Because
Mhm.
number one, he's got shitty pizza taste, which I can confirm from my stay with him at Final Round this past year, where he wanted the shittiest pizza, and even Mateo was like, "Yeah, that pizza's shitty." It was confirmed, and Eris would insist on going to that shitty pizza place over anything else. And more importantly, because you started smoking again when you're in Japan. Like I understand. Japan is full of cigarette smokers and all, man. But it was like almost a year. You couldn't even get past
Yeah.
a year. You were right there.
I'm
Right
I'm
there.
my own bitch calling as well. First of all, the pizza thing in Final Round. Listen, that pizza was shitty, but pizza on its own is better than other food, even when it's shitty. Pizza is an omnipotent food, and that pizza was definitely better than Pizza Hut and Domino's and Papa John's. So I stand
No.
behind
Nope.
that pizza place only because it's pizza. Furthermore, my bitch calling is myself, and it was on day one. I couldn't do it. I tried really hard on day one, and my mood, my whole trip would have been worse had I not taken up smoking, and I know that for sure. But I am gonna do a no cigarette Resident Evil 6 challenge when I get home. I'm not bringing back any cigarettes for anyone. People are like, "Hey, Aries, bring me back a carton of 7 stars or whatever." Eat shit. I'm not bringing anything back. No cigarettes. And if I even have one cigarette at home, I'm gonna play Resident Evil through its completion. Which you guys know, I'd rather eat fucking shit than play that game. So hopefully, I can work on the beginning of my next year without cigarettes as soon as I get home. But yeah, I'm my own bitch calling too. The lesson here should be don't fucking smoke cigarettes. Don't even do it at all. Because I quit for a whole year and the addiction just came right back immediately. So yeah, it's cigarettes are a fucking beast. They are a beast. Don't smoke cigarettes if you don't already. And it's just that's all I have to say about it. It shows me that if you get addicted to cigarettes, it's something you're gonna have to deal with for the rest of your life. And yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. So yeah, I did it once before. I quit cold turkey last time, and I'm gonna do it again. That's the plan. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm a bitch.
All right. So I think the only thing we didn't do was plug our channels. So I'll go first. You guys can follow me here. Twitch.tv, level up your game. My Twitter, REEPAL. Rixa, you've been streaming a lot lately.
Yes, I've been streaming Yakuza 5 because Eris is
Go
in
watch
Japan and Arturo's streaming it. So I was like, I want to be in Japan. Let me just pretend like I'm in Japan and play this game. I haven't done shit in that game, by the way. I think I played like 12 hours and I've only done like 5%. So it's been a very long grind. Follow me, Twitch, Twitter, at Ricksteezy, RICKSTEEEZY. I think I'm going to play after this. So yeah, I'm gonna stream after this.
Nice.
What time is it right now?
9:30. So I'll probably stream in about half an hour or so.
Yeah, and I'll try and stream Street Fighter 5 tonight when that beta comes out.
Excellent.